fried mush for you. Why? And what is fried mush? Fried mush is very simple to make, although it is a little bit time consuming. It involves very few cheap ingredients. It was very popular during the Civil War. It dates back way farther than that. I ground up corn in my last video and made cornmeal for you, and that's what I'm going to be using today. So a little backstory on fried mush. One day years ago I was visiting with my father-in-law, and somehow or another he asked me if I had ever made fried mush, and the answer was no. He then told me how it was one of his favorites from his childhood, so I set out to learn how to make it and learn the history of it. And now I'm passing it on to you. Alright, let's get started. Here we have our ingredients. We have 2 3/4 cup of water. We have 1 cup of cornmeal that I ground earlier, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1½ teaspoons of sugar, and 1 cup of milk. For now, we're just simply going to boil our water. Okay, we have boiling water, and we're going to add our dry ingredients and then cook it until it's thick. You want to add the dry ingredients a little slowly so it doesn't splash, and so that it mixes well. Just continue to whisk this in, and then once it gets thick, we will add our cup of cold milk. This is something that you have to stand over. It doesn't take long to do this, but you do have to watch it and constantly stir until it is thick. You can see how this is starting to thicken up quite a bit, and you'll just want to be careful because, as you can see, it does kind of pop on you. This is nice and thick now, so I'm going to go ahead and add my 1 cup of cold milk. We're going to continue cooking this until it gets thick again. I always like to remind y'all that these are easy, basic things that you can do with your kids. It's a good opportunity to teach them some history and show them where our food comes from. Again, this is just plain regular corn that became cornmeal and is now going to be breakfast in the morning, and we'll serve it up with some syrup and have breakfast in the morning. We have cooked this until it is nice and thick, and now we're going to turn our burner off and pour it into a greased loaf pan. Then we will cool it to room temperature and then pop it into the refrigerator overnight. Again, guys, we'll let this cool to room temperature, then pop it into the refrigerator, and then in the morning we will slice it and fry it. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Miss P's Kitchen. Yesterday I started the process of fried mush, and this morning that's what we're having for breakfast. Here is the mush that I put into the refrigerator last night to chill and firm up. And now we are going to fry it up. We're just going to turn this out onto our plate and then slice it so that we can fry it up. And I will have to ask you to forgive my appearance. This is breakfast after all. I'm just going to run my spatula along the edges to loosen this up a little bit. And if you can kind of scoop it underneath, make sure it's nice and loose, and then we'll just turn it out onto our plate. Just like that. And we'll just slice it into about almost an inch maybe. I already have my oil heating in my pan, and the oil does need to be fairly hot before you put this in. So there we have it sliced, and now we'll just put it into our hot oil. So here we go, we're just going to pop it into our hot oil. I like using a cast iron skillet. You can use whatever kind of skillet you want. I just prefer cast iron, probably because I'm a little bit nostalgic. We'll just let these brown and then turn them and let the other side brown, and then they will be ready. So there you go, guys. A quick little breakfast this morning that we used making cornmeal that I ground yesterday from our own corn that we had, and now we're about to have some yummy breakfast. Like, subscribe, share, you know the drill, and feel free to leave your comments too. Thanks for watching, guys.